John and Mary fall deeply in love. They eventually get married. They land into their dream jobs, and eventually they are blessed with two wonderful children who grow up and turn out to be well. They enjoy stimulating and interesting hobbies throughout their lives, and their intimacy grows and flourishes throughout. Surrounded by supportive and loving friends, they live their life happily. And then one fine day, as life demands it, they pass away, but happily. If you only like happy endings, you don't continue listening anymore, because it's all going to change. This is plot B. John is non-committal, and Mary is deeply in love with him. John goes in and out of Mary's apartment day in and day out, fulfills his egoic sexual desires, and leaves her feeling more empty, more in despair. He doesn't even consider her worth equal to the dinner she cooks for him to impress him. But Mary doesn't stop. She continues trying to impress him, because she believes John is someone else on the inside. And one fine day, John's going to turn around and love her. Her friends think he's a rat though, but that's a different story altogether. Mary is seduced by hope, and that hope doesn't let her tread away from the despair and loneliness. This is plot C. Mary is an attractive 22-year-old woman who is attracted to James, a man in her office with big bikes and a huge record collection. John, on the other hand, is an older, stable man married to Madge, who is attracted to Mary and convinced he's in love with her. But Mary isn't. Mary stays with John because she craves stability and security, and somewhere she's a little giddy, just a little bit. One fine day, what happens is that James turns up in Mary's apartment with a bag of marijuana. Rest is what the story follows. Eventually, late into the night, John comes into Mary's apartment, for he has the apartment keys. He finds James and Mary high and in a compromising position. He's pushed into deep despair. The disparity of the middle age and an unhappy marriage, along with the despair of disloyalty from Mary, pushes him to shoot them both and kill himself at the same spot with a gun. Madge is understandably grieving after listening to all this after the death of husband. She eventually finds a very understanding man called Fred, and their plotline follows the plotline of part A. This is plot D. Fred and Madge, from the previous plotline, they eventually buy a house by the seashore and they lead happy days. But one fine day, a giant tidal wave hits their house and the real estate value goes down. But somehow, Fred and Madge, they find a highland to go up to and save themselves. Dripping in water and beaming with gratitude, they restart their life all over again, in which their life follows the same plotline as of the plotline A. Here's plotline E. From the previous plotline, Fred has a bad heart, and the rest of the story is about understanding and kindness. Madge spends rest of her life with Fred till they die in charity. However, if you're interested, you could interchange the subject or object of this plot with any of the following, like cancer, guilty and confused, bird watching, etc. It's all up to you. Mix and match, play around. Here's plot F. If you think all of it is too bourgeois, consider John a revolutionary and Mary a counter-espionage agent. But because the setup of the story is anyway in Canada, the plotline of the story will follow along the lines of plotline A. Interesting. But regardless of any plotline that you choose, we all have to remember that the ending of every plotline is John and Mary die. John and Mary die. John and Mary die. That is the only ending possible in every plotline. Interesting, isn't it? Because beginnings are always really fun in everybody's life, and in Destiny and all. Beginnings are really fun. But the end is always stable. It's always death. But the real connoisseurs know that the most fun lies in what is in the middle of the beginning and the end. If you want to continue to play around with this story, try building new theories on how and why of different things in different plotline. Good luck.